Keep on, I said it ain't gon' stop. It ain't gon' stop, it ain't gon' flop. Stop acting like we ain't so hot.
This is Influence, and I'm back with another review. And we got something special today. Okay, you can't see his face. We got this guy in the house. Let me see if I can zoom in on him a little bit. Yes, in the battle of the primes, we have Magic Square's Optimus Prime, their take on a Masterpiece version. I am in a different setting today. I'm in my kitchen, so if you hear the refrigerator or something, that is why. I apologize now, but not in my normal setup. So you have this guy, and I really like him. So first you get the card, of course, in Magic Square's style. Let me take it out the package. I normally don't. There we go. Got that. Light of Freedom. And this is Magic Square MS-01. And I believe it's 01 because this is their first masterpiece that they've come out with. And I think there's rumors that they're jumping into the masterpiece game. So they're going to be coming out with some more robots. Yeah, you got the box. It's pretty nice. Got this. Got some artwork on the back. Ain't bad. Shows all the modes. Nothing on the bottom. And I want to make sure I give a shout out to Titan One Toys. Because this is where I got this from, and I'll leave a link in the description where you can go and get it. Here's the instructions. Yeah, and Titan One Toys, good dude. Reputation precedes him, but he's also getting out of the game soon. So I don't know if he has any more of these, but he does have some inventory. So if you're looking to get a masterpiece, I would buy it from him. I ordered this on Thursday, I believe, and it came today, or Wednesday, I think, and it came today. So he doesn't play, and his prices are great. So I'm also deviating from my norm. He comes in robot mode. I usually start out from the mode that they don't come in, which would be vehicle mode for him. But since this is a special video, you know, it's Prime, one of my favorite characters. So, and I've been waiting for a long time for this figure because I do not have a Masterpiece Prime. I sold my MP10, which MP10 was great, but I did sell it. I just wanted to start out in robot mode because there's a lot of comparisons I want to do, and I'm just going to do that and show the articulation. So first, the comparisons. The big thing with this guy was the fact that he has a finish, or he doesn't have a finish. So I wanted to do some comparisons with some people that he may be with. So these are other masterpiece bots, and to me he fits in just fine, 100% fine. I like his scale. I like everything. We got Ultra Magnus over here and Ironhide over here, and Ironhide does have a finish. He's one that does have a little finish, but he's pretty plain. But yeah, there's a difference. You can definitely tell there's a difference between the plastics. But this guy over here, his red is pretty much the same. Feels like the same type of plastic that they used here. He has a little finish, I think. Whew, my man is a little dusty. You have to excuse me. But yeah, I think he fits in great. So then let me bring in his arch nemesis. None other than my Megatron, which is DX9's Megatron. And I think this fits in well as the scale. Yeah, I have no problem with that. There's some people that need all official, like they just need official whatever, like official masterpiece from Hasbro. I don't. I go with whatever figure I like the best at the time, and these are the figures that I like the best. So you know, there's the MP44 that's coming out, which is, there's a lot of controversy because of the price. So is that worth 4 times as much as this? My answer is no. Only you can decide that though. So let's get to it. Right here, this accessory is pretty cool. If I can get it off, let me see. It comes in 2 pieces. And there we go. You got this piece, and you have this piece, which goes in his hands, similar to the gun, where it pegs in. You can like kind of peg it in like up there, and it has the groove that goes into the groove, like the guns. Then you snap this on top. The only thing I can say, I think this axe is a little small for my taste. Comes with an extra head, which is more so, you can see that has less of a ball cap. Now I know in some of the animation models, animation was so inconsistent that it looked different sometimes. So then you got these are the plain pieces, and these are the plain pieces. These are the pieces that come on them, but these are the battle damage. So I got the battle damage pieces on them, and I'll show you how that works because I'm going to put the other pieces on. Battle damage pieces are very easy. Pop it out of here. Just comes out. It's easy to come out, and that's a negative and a positive. I mean, it's easy to change, but sometimes it comes out when you're transforming it. So here's what it is. Then you just gotta pop these in. Get these together. Yeah, so as you can see, I popped those out. Also the windshield wipers, they move, but I'm not really gonna move them. The one moves more than the other, better. This one's pretty tight, so I don't want to rip it off. You also got the battle damage here. So the way you get to that is you can move the arms out. Move this up like you're transforming it. Pull this up because it's on there like that. Then you can move it down, and you can just pull these pieces out. It's just a little, just get a nail in there. Then the pieces come out, and it can only fit in one way, so you can't put the wrong one in the wrong side. Oh, damage. So yeah, it's just that easy. Just pry them open. It doesn't say anything in the instructions, at least where I can see. So I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out though. Oh, his gun. As you can see, he holds his gun well. He's a very solid figure. It's a little light. I think they could have used some I forgot to turn this around last time I transformed it. I'll show that in a minute. But I think it could have used some die cast in the legs thing down the bar is die cast. That might be the only die cast in this whole thing, so you can tell too. It's pretty light. So articulation, as you can see, he holds his gun well. We can take a look at his gun. Pretty nice gun. I like the length of it. It's big. It's bigger than MP10s was, because MP10s folded up. But that's the trade-off. This doesn't store in vehicle mode, so at least I haven't found a spot for it to store. So we can go over articulation now. I think it's like a hinge. You can get all the way around. These ears move mainly for transformation. Due to the way you got to put them in. He has a nice waist bend, and you can actually get it like super far. It does break the sculpt up, but you can get it if you're trying to get pictures. His fists go all the way around. He has double jointed elbows, both sides, so you can get that far. It's not a bad sculpt either. His arms have great articulation. You pull them out all the way, and you can get them up here like this. You can actually pull it out a little farther, mainly for transformation. And you can cheat. You can get them way out. And they got a little butterfly, so you get them in and out. Of course, they go all the way around. He has elbow swivel, individual. I don't think he always in the product shots he didn't have like individual, or at least it didn't look like he had individual skirts, but now he does. I like to think maybe Bobby had something to do with that. Bobby Skullface. So you can get the splits. You can get not all the way, but that's about what you can get. This skirt moves all the way out, and it's all on one. So if you move that out, you can get him out a little bit farther. He might not be jumping no hurdles, but it's what you can get. So he's got double jointed knees. He has an extra. It's kind of cool. I thought the knees were ugly when I saw them in pictures, but they got some detail, and then they got this piston in there. And I actually was watching a cartoon the other day, and his knees look like that. It's amazing. I never saw them. I'm gonna try to post pictures, but that's how his knee look, his knee joint. But like I said, yeah, you can get double jointed, which is crazy range. He has a swivel built in up here. His toe, the front part of his toe goes down. He has a crazy rocker, and a little bit up. You can cheat. Well, it's not really cheating. It's just goes up. So I think that's it. Paint is pretty good. Like I said, the finish doesn't bother me as much as it does some people, and I think that's an individual thing. You would have to decide if it's going to bother you or not. I didn't do fingers. I like how his fingers are done. He has individual fingers on pins, which is at the bottom knuckle and the middle knuckle. But you can get them all the way straight, so I think that's cool. And his thumb is the same on a ball joint, but the same way skewed. So I think that's it. Oh, of course he has the Matrix, which can come out, and pretty nice. It is die cast. The Matrix is die cast, so that gives him a little bit of heft too. One thing a lot of people were complaining about was these windows, which I can totally understand that. They're see-through, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much, but I let a lot of stuff go. So that's one thing with my reviews you can take with you, because you just know, like, I like representation. I'm not a nitpicker. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, you know, just to mention it, but it doesn't mean that I don't like the figure when I mention something negative. And a lot of times you might hear me say I like a lot of figures because I do research, and I usually only buy stuff I like. Now, if there ever comes a point where people send me stuff, or like review units or something makes its way around to me, if that's the case, then I may get stuff that I don't like because I'm not buying it. But oh, I just found this out too on the gun. I don't know. I guess you could do that if you want it. Take that off, and it's a little shorter. I don't think. Yeah, I thought maybe this could go up a little bit to cover. I don't like how that looks, and I don't know if it's intended to do that or it's just not glued on, but you can do that. I like the long rifle. You can hold it with two hands. I'm gonna do the upper half first, and then do the bottom half. So first order of business, we can just put this head back here, which flips back, and you have to angle these ears at a certain angle. There's like a little groove. Well, I don't know if it's made to do that, but that groove, it fits in. So and that's one complaint I have. Like, there's a lot of tight spots, just spots that you have to flex the plastic a little bit to get it past. So I'm not really a fan of that. Let's do these arms. These arms are a little difficult, but not too bad. So just open this up. First time I did this, it was hard, but open that, bend that flat, then you can open this. And I like that they include, it's like a little thing on the end. Okay, you can't see that, but you can pull that in order to help you get this started, especially if you don't have nails. I just cut mine. So, but when you want to bend the arm like this, so when you're pulling this out, you can get all this stuff out. If you don't bend the arm, you're not gonna be able to pull this whole thing out. You unfold. It's a bunch of stuff in here, but it's kind of intuitive where you go. But watch it, because all this is small. Oh, you can't even see that. My fault. All of this is thin and small. So, like I was saying, it's kind of intuitive. Like, when you look, you see how it's supposed to be. It's like a puzzle. But this stuff is thin. These mirrors are thin too. I've seen people rip them off, but I haven't yet. So it's always good. You want to do this and push it all the way in. Then you want to move the hands in. And the fingers are a little loose, just to make note of that. Can turn it this way, because it's gonna be just like, and move this back. Then there's the slot. It's a slot there that this goes into. So you have this like this, you know, like the normal arm. It's funny how much this borrows. Not only borrows from G1, but I think it's just the design. It's just what it is. Like, the design just has to be that. So pull that up, flip that down. Then you get this like this. Turn it, get it situated. Then you can pull. I like to pull it all the way out just to prepare. Then you want to pull this up. It's on like a double hinge. You want to get it all the way up. Open that up, and you can pull this whole thing out. It's on like a slider. So as you can see, you can just try to get this out of the way. This whole thing is like on a slider, it slides all the way out. Then you can bend it forward, turn this around, then flip it like this. And I just leave it like that because this becomes the bottom of the truck. And the grill is the same grill, like it just doesn't do anything. Then you can pull these down like this. Same on this side. Flip it around. Flip it around. Yeah, actually, you do it the other way. So then you can get all this together. Once you got it flipped around, then just try to peg all this in. This will move in and peg into. It's a couple tabs, couple slots on each side. Yeah, so once you push it in the center, good. Then you can close these. Truck face. Now this is almost just like G1, just like all the primes. You want to pull it all the way out. Even this joint right here comes out a little bit. So that's the only way you can get it to flex back like this. To get this in, because there's a peg hole right there, and there's a peg right here that is not lining up. And I think it's my fault that it's not lining up. Don't know, but we're gonna see. But that is super tight. So it's super tight. So I guess we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, now it's on point. Like, it's all lined up. I couldn't never get it lined up, but it's lined up and tight, but it's super tight. It's a little peg right here that you gotta peg this into. So let's try it again over here. Yeah, it's not in over here either. Just gotta try to square it up. To get this in here is like super crazy. So be careful, because that's a pain. But that's the only way you're gonna be able to get it like how it's supposed to go. Because that's the only way you're gonna get it flush. Because once you do that, it's flush. You got these smokestacks that go up. You do it at the end because you might push them back down. But now we're gonna get the legs. Now with this, you spin this around. Then there's a little square piece that comes down. It goes into this groove right here. There's a groove. I don't know if that's clear on the instructions. I guess it just makes it sturdier. But then you get that right angle like that. So let's work on the legs. Come here. Well, come to the back. I'll pull this. It's this panel right here. It's pegged on. These panels are really tight too. They're pegged on tight. Not as tight as first time, but you want to do that. And you can try to get these out the way. These skirts will lift up. And I think it's designed probably like that, so you can get these out the way and just concentrate on one leg. Pull that out. Then there's a pull that out like that. You can pop that. Then you have it so you can get to all this. Now this is kind of tricky. I usually move the feet down because you're gonna have to move them up anyway before you do anything. Then you can move this out. This leg, this part of the leg is gonna like combine wars down, sorta. So, but while you're doing that, you leave it like this, and then you can pull this out all the way, because then it gives you clearance to start with this. And there's stuff on this side like you want. It's hard to see, but as you're moving this, you want to be pulling this out, because then it has a little clearance. Then you just pull that. Then you can push it back down, peg this in. It's like a little, it's actually the arm thing that you use to pull this out, clips in on here. So I think that's kind of great too. Then you combine our wars, and there's a peg. It's like a slot that fits into there. So you slot that in there. Get this like this, because there's a slot in here. When you bend this like that inside, there's this flap. You want to bend down, and then put these like this, because then that peg is going to peg into this little slot right there. And there's slots. Everything is tight. Everything is great. Then this just goes down. This doesn't really peg in. Actually, it does peg in. I didn't see that. So maybe peg it in first, and then yeah, it goes flush. So yeah, you have the one leg done. Let's move on to this one, so I can show you again. That flap. Then get this back. Flip it out. Then you can start to combiner wars, so you can pull this out. Always use combiner wars, because everybody knows that mostly if you collect this line. And as you're moving up, you're moving this out, then you can move this back down, go all the way. Well, put it in first. Oh, one main piece. This one was already done. So right here, while you're moving, this thing right here flips out, which is the 4 shins. It's the bottom 2, and I believe that's for, if you can see right there, I believe that's for a cab. so the cab can fit. Now I've seen some people try to make MP10's cab fit, and it doesn't. So I don't know if they're coming out with a cab. Now this can get kind of tricky because you have a leg that's already in place that you can't get out the way. So then just fold this. Then I just try to get this in there, like almost fold it up a little bit, because you just don't really have any room to work. Goes down, you can bend these down how you want them. And there's two tabs right here also that go together, but they don't go together that well, it don't seem. Not too bad. So, and there you have Optimus in all his glory. Rolls well. Nothing's touching. I really wish he came with the cab. Would have been great. But yeah, I think this looks wonderful. Looks great. Rubber tires. Like I said, these smokestacks go up. Mirrors stay out. They don't fold in. You can open this. I don't know if you can sort of make it look like the doors are open, like that, which I think that's kind of cool. You could probably put Spike or somebody in here holding on, so it looks like he's standing in there. But as you can see, it's just a hole, so it's not open. But it's a cool touch. Windshield wipers, I already touched that. They move, but they're very flimsy feeling. Probably easy to break. Headlights got clear plastic, chrome bumper, little lights down there, and underneath is no robot. You do see the matrix right there. So, but all in all, I mean, if you like this review, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I get up with y'all.
Hip hop, I feel I gotta say, who am I? You might say influence, and I spit better than most in this game.